ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
We are ready to go with your Monday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour is brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We got a lot of catch-up to do. We have football over the weekend, basketball yesterday, a doubleheader at the Cam Henderson Center, Marshall soccer falling on the road. So there's a lot to get into, and we want to do it with you. And again, that number one more time is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We've also got comments from Coach Jackson. Marshall getting the win over the Mercyhurst Lakers yesterday. It was a 69-60 victory. Not bad crowd at the Henderson Center. It was a doubleheader. The women were in action earlier that afternoon, taking on IU Indy. Won that one 81-70. But back to that men's game. Marshall was 12 of 29 from the three-point line. Mercyhurst managed only 3 of 16. And Mercyhurst really likes to slow things down. Absolutely not what I was expecting from the Thundering Herd offense. I thought Marshall would just be able to outpace them, but we knew that Mercyhurst would like to slow it down, and so 69-60, Mercyhurst had a hell of a game plan. Actually was, I thought, very competitive in that game, and it could have went either way. If Mercyhurst hits a few more shots, we might be talking about a different game. Rebounding as well. For a while, I've sat in there going, hey, this team is pretty good. So, I don't think I overlook Mercyhurst, but pretty good nonetheless. And so we've got that to talk about. We'll hear from Coach Jackson in a few minutes. We've got a couple of players as well, Jalen Spear, Caleb Holenbeck. We're going to hear from them, their performance. And, of course, we get that football game to get into from the weekend. The Thundering Herd losing to App State 26-24. Marshall, I thought, was going to win this thing. Carlos Del Rio Wilson rushed for 71 yards, had couple touchdowns. He set the school single-season rushing mark for a quarterback, so congratulations to him. I'm sure he'd rather just have the win. Joshawn Barbie, I thought he had a good performance. Turnovers. You can't win games with turnovers. You cannot hope to compete if you can't hang on to the ball. App State was a lot better in that regard than Marshall. You can't do it. And so Coach Gibson and his squad now, 5-6 overall, 3-4 in Sun Belt play. Here we are going from Marshall winning the Sun Belt East Division and then winning the championship last season to now, is this team going to make a bowl game? Because now it's Marshall one-game playoff, right? Taking on Georgia Southern, trying to become bowl eligible. Georgia Southern and Marshall trying to become bowl eligible. So, take the gloves off, throw everything you've got at each other, see if you can make it happen. And at this point, I ask you, and this was a few weeks ago, this was a way back when this season started, would 6-6 in a bowl game be good enough for you? Would you be okay with that? Would you be happy with a 6-6 record in a bowl game? And the fact that you have to win the last game to become bowl eligible, is that just going to excite you? Are you like, hey, we're going to a bowl? Does that even do it for you? Because you look at soccer, I just want to use that as an example. Marshall didn't win a regular season championship. Marshall didn't win the tournament championship. Marshall eliminated in the second round against NC State 2-0. But Chris Grassi and his squad had a really good year, and the injuries did not help. But I thought Marshall played well throughout the season despite the injuries. And what happens next? Marshall has to retool now, hopefully get a lot of players back that are, on the IR. But by all accounts, Marshall had a really good year. Didn't win the conference championship, didn't win any hardware, but Marshall had a good year in soccer. But is that good enough now? And then now you take it to football where you're competing in your 12th game to get to bowl eligibility and then go to a bowl. is that even going to get it done for you? So I'm curious. I want to hear from you. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So the Herd at Jones C. Edwards Stadium for the final time. We're going to be out there on Saturday with you as well. We've got basketball Wednesday. Don't forget, it's going to be a little earlier. It's going to be one of those games where if you've got a few hours to kill, if you're getting off work early, maybe you can go pick up the kids early. You can get out there to the Henderson Center, taking on Lipscomb, the Bison, coming into Huntington. And so we'll go on the air at 3 o'clock with that one. Then the football team hopefully will get it done on Saturday and make everyone happy. Hopefully the Thanksgiving turkey won't weigh the boys down too much. So we'll get into all of that with you, but I do want to get your text in, so we'll start doing that now. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You want to be a part of today's show? Oh, and by the way, I've got tickets. I've got a pair of tickets for the game on Saturday between Marshall and Georgia Southern. And I'm also going to throw in because, well, if you're going to show up, you got to show up tomorrow no later than Wednesday at noon. No later. But I'm going to give you something for your time. I'm going to give you a pair of tickets to go see the Herd take on Lipscomb as well. So it's really a 4-pack, 2 for football, 2 for basketball. We're going to do that today and tomorrow. So now, how do you win? Well, you probably haven't done this in a while. 304-396-TALK is our text line. What do you think about what happened this weekend, football, basketball? Give me your thoughts. That'll automatically enter you in our random drawing. We try to make it easy for everyone be on the show and win. So let's do that when we continue. We will hopefully get those tickets to you, and let's see if the Herd can get a win on Saturday against Georgia Southern. By the way, it's rivalry week for me. This is officially Georgia Southern week now. I am declaring it. We'll get into all of that when we continue on this edition of The Drive. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% to help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, Jeff Smith, 304-781-1234. And in Wayne, Vicki Tabor, 304-272-5149.
Cold weather's on its way, and what do you want on those cold, chilly evenings? A warm blanket and a hot cup of cocoa. Well, you know who else wants the same comfort? Mice. Messy, uninvited guests. They sneak in and leave droppings, chew through your food and packages. Don't let mice take over your home this fall and winter. Call K&B Pest Control. We will kill for your business. Call today, 304-523-4281.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Honey, look. 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Don't miss Macy's best deals of the year. Hurry in and shop epic Black Friday deals on this season's best gifts before they're gone. Like men's and women's boots for just $19.99. Coats for the whole family, 60% off. Levi's jeans and denim, 40% off. Plus, 50% off top beauty gifts from Yves Saint Laurent, Armani, and more. Don't wait. Black Friday is here at Macy's. Savings off select styles. Exclusions apply.
Hi,
this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talkline, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
We continue on with this edition of Your Drive. Text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Disappointing weekend for football. Basketball, a little bit better for the Thundering Herd. We're going to get your text in just a moment. Also, we're going to hear from Coach Jackson after the win yesterday against Mercyhurst 69-60. Lipscomb coming up. That'll be the Wednesday game. It's going to be a 4 o'clock tip for those of you that have Thanksgiving plans. Try to get everything done early as you possibly can. If you want to go to the game, we'll be on the air with you at 3 o'clock. Let's go to the text line. A few people want to talk about football. Let's do that first. Texter says, Paul, my concern is that we had the players to be 9-2 right now. The only game outside of Georgia I thought was squarely on the players was at Coastal Carolina due to the turnovers. There have been turnovers in other games, but some different coaching decisions would have resulted in wins. I'm scared for the future if we had the players in year one and are hoping for 6-6. That points to a coaching problem to me. I appreciate the text. Also, from the text line, Paul, thankful for football and basketball teams that have fight in them. Let's go Herd and finish strong this weekend. Texter says, Paul, I think you mean this. Hey, Paul, this sucker is more understandable because of all the injuries we had this year. Football is a heartbreaker. We had that one, turnovers for a killer. All right, appreciate the text as well. I like that. If that's what you're actually saying, this sucker. You can join in as well, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255 to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So what does this do for you now? As Marshall plays on Saturday, Marshall's playing for a bowl bid. Don't know which bowl it is. You're just trying to get the bowl eligibility. That's the first thing here. You are trying to get yourself to a point where you are bowl eligible. And then you hope that there are enough vacancies where you can find yourself in one, right? And what would the bowl outlook be? What will the bowl potential be? And if you look at Sun Belt Conference bowl tie-ins, and I'm thinking there'll be some bowl swapping, right? Trying to get the best matchups you possibly can. But here are the bowl tie-ins for the Sun Belt. The Salute to Veterans Bowl, that's December 16th. The Cure Bowl, December 17th. The 68 Ventures Bowl, also on December 17th. And then, I don't think Marshall's getting this one. You can't dial this one up this year. The Myrtle Beach Bowl is on December 19th. And then on the 23rd, the New Orleans Bowl. Those are your bowl tie-ins. Now, there's also some backup agreements. You've got the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, and there could be an availability here for bowl eligibility if, say, JMU gets itself in one of those playoff spots. If JMU at the end of the season, let's say JMU wins the Sun Belt. JMU, highest ranked team of the group of 6, group of 5, whatever the acronym, whatever you want to call them. And so, all right, JMU's in the playoff. Great. And so you've got some bowl opportunities there for the Sun Belt. Now let's look at the standings. What does this tell you? Well, it tells you there are several teams that need to win to become bowl eligible. Now, the bowl eligible teams right now, James Madison, Old Dominion, Coastal Carolina, that's 3. Southern Miss is 7-4, and that is 4. And then Troy is 7-4, and that is 5. So now, teams that need to be victorious to get a bowl. Louisiana, 5-6. Arkansas State 5-6. Both need a win to become bowl eligible. App State, by virtue of the win against Marshall, has a shot now of becoming bowl eligible at 5-6. Marshall and Georgia Southern both are 5-6, and so if you win that game, you knock the other one out. So Marshall has an opportunity, or Georgia Southern, and then App State has an opportunity to become bowl eligible. But does the schedule say it's going to happen? Because we know Marshall or Georgia Southern, one of those teams will win and get bowl eligibility. And then you have Georgia State and Old Dominion. You don't have to worry about that one. Now, Arkansas State and App State. Arkansas State, they haven't been half bad this year. They have not been bad whatsoever. And so, can App State beat Arkansas State? That's a big question right there. And keep this in mind, Arkansas State needs to become bowl eligible as well. So both those teams are going to probably throw everything, including the kitchen sink. And then Louisiana, I think Louisiana gets bowl eligible. I don't think ULM beats them. And then South Alabama and Texas State. Don't have to worry about Texas State now, do we? Absolutely not. I don't know if the league is going to, really miss Texas State. If Texas State becomes bowl eligible, South Alabama's 4-7, not happening. But if Texas State would become bowl eligible, but keep this in mind, there are not enough slots. Does the league go, we're not so keen in helping Texas State? Or is that just me? Is that what I would do? Probably what I would do. Troy and Southern Miss. Southern Miss is 7-4. Troy 7-4. The winner of this one's going to win the West Division. But both are already bowl eligible. If Troy wins, it's 8-4. Southern Miss is going to be 7-4, 8-4. Either way, those two teams are going to get in. But you're playing for the West Division. So that should be an interesting one. Whatever happens here, it's going to be JMU that's going to host the championship game. And then, as we mentioned, JMU and Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina, 6-5. It's bowl eligible. No worries there. If it becomes 6-6, that's fine because it still is bowl eligible. James Madison would then move to 11-1. And I'm only going to say this one time. I'm actually, as a conference, I'm pulling for James Madison in this regard. I want to see James Madison win the Sun Belt. I want to see James Madison go to the playoff if it's ranked high enough, and I want to see James Madison maybe get a win. That would help the Sun Belt, or at least that's what I have in my mind. From the text line, Texter says, Paul, I want Herd football to be the best it can be. At this point, a bowl game is the best they can do. It's sad that the season is winding down and looking back at games that were in reach but got away. But the Herd is my team. I appreciate the season. I'll support them regardless. All right. Appreciate that. So there we go. Doesn't matter if the Herd is 6-6 or 5-7. I'm going to support the Herd, the texter says. Pulling for 6-6, though. But will the players be interested? That's the other dynamic. Last year, mass exodus. This year, 6-6. All right. I'm out of here. I'm going to hit that transfer portal. Oh, wait, I can't do that anymore. So, oh, no. We might actually have tamed this thing down just a little bit. And I do approve of the new transfer portal rules. But how many players are going to go, you know what, I'm getting ready for postseason opportunity, or I'm getting ready for draft opportunities. I don't know. Do you have something like that in the waiting wings for some of these players? I don't know. But how many players just going to go, I'm out. I'm checking out. I'm going to transfer. And how would this work? And can you just say I'm just going to sit out and wait for the transfer portal to open? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That is our text line to be a part of the show. And again, if you aren't up on the dates, January 2nd through the 16th, it's the single window for transfer portal. It replaces the winter and spring windows. Now, if you're in the college football playoff, you have an additional 5-day window. Now, if you want to enter into the transfer portal, you have to wait until it opens. But in practice, will players decide to sit out? Can players say, you know what, coach, I'm thinking about leaving? Well, you got to play. But coach, I'm going to leave after the transfer portal opens. Can't expect me to play in the bowl. I'm leaving. Well, but you can't leave until after January. Yeah, I don't know how those conversations are going to go, but you get where I'm saying here. It's at least something that would keep most teams together. You're not going to have a situation like last year where Marshall, the whole thing just fell apart because Charles Huff did not have a contract. And by the way, don't even get me started on the fact that contracts should go through the end of the calendar year for your sport or the season. So if there's football still to be played, you're still under contract. End of story. None of this, well, okay, the regular season ends on this day, so the contract is up on this day. None of that. You have to be smart about this in all future contracts. Back to our text line. Texter says, I like this team and have all year. Some games and some seasons, you have good luck, and some bad. It is disappointing at 6-6, but we have the tools for a great season next year. I think we made the right hire. If I have one piece of advice, we have to get more rush on the quarterback, either by blitz or more people rushing. Appreciate the text. I'm hoping bigger, faster, stronger. That's going to be the off-season mantra of this team. Get bigger, get faster, get stronger. 304-396-TALK. Don't forget, we're going to give one lucky winner a pair of tickets to the game on Saturday. Also, I'm going to throw in a pair of tickets to the game on Wednesday, basketball between the Herd and Lipscomb, the Bison. That's coming up. All you have to do is text in 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This fall, let the Car Ferry bring a little magic to your driveway at Mark Porter Auto Group. With locations in Pomeroy and Jackson, Ohio, and Ashland, Kentucky, they make it easy to get into a safe, reliable vehicle. Every used car goes through a 117-point inspection, fall into a safe, reliable vehicle, and let the Car Ferry guide you to Mark Porter Auto Group in Pomeroy, Jackson, and Ashland. Or shop 24/7 at markporterautogroup.com.
When it comes to keeping your diesel running strong, trust the family that's been doing it right since 1979. Osborne Equipment in Jackson, Ohio is your diesel specialist. They handle parts and service for trailers, buses, and RVs, and with decades of experience, you can count on quality work and friendly service every time. From the open road to the work site, Osborne Equipment always has something for everyone. Call 1-800-937-3501 or stop by today. That's Osborne Equipment, family-owned, trusted, and driven since 1979. And from all of us at Osborne Equipment, happy Thanksgiving.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards, 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Hey, Tri-State, Frank's Place is where friends hang out with friends. Stop on by for happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and a lot of daily specials. It's that time of year, football season. Frank's has you covered from Marshall, WVU, the rest of college football to the NFL. First responders, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's.
The word unique gets thrown around a lot this time of year, but at Full Circle Gifts and Goods, it fits. Every item is handpicked with a local flavor, a little edge, plenty of personality, ready to make someone's Christmas unforgettable. From artisan decor to thoughtful stocking stuffers, Full Circle has something different for everyone on your list. Shirts, candles, mugs, cards. Don't settle for ordinary. Discover this hidden gem of Huntington downstairs at Heritage Station. FullCircleGiftsandGoods.com.
I'm Nori, and when I was young, my mom opened our home to someone who needed a secure and safe place. She taught him what it was like to have someone care about you, having dinner at home or going out to eat together.
In West Virginia, families open their homes every year to adult family care.
Some folks need a little extra help, but everybody deserves a family.
Call the Department of Human Services and ask to speak to an adult family care home finder at 304-269-6820. Sponsored by the West Virginia Department of Human Services, the West Virginia Broadcasters Association, and this station. This project is supported by the Administration for Community Living, ACL, of the United States, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, as part of a financial assistance award totaling $1,227,345, with 100% funded by ACL HHS. The contents are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL HHS or the U.S. government.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Let's get right back into our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, football has to get better from top to bottom. From possible coordinator and assistant coaching changes to finding the right guys. Winning the close games has to become successful for us because we should easily be 9-2 or 8-3. Corny Jackson is legit, and we better hope we can keep him in Huntington for as long as we can. Go Herd. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. Corny's not going anywhere, and it's not because he doesn't want to. It's because he wants to stay. He does not want to go anywhere, I don't think. Now, I could be wrong. Something might come up and go, oh, I can't pass that up. But I really don't think so. I think that he is living his dream right now. He's living his best life. He's the head coach of the Marshall Thundering Herd. He loves Huntington. He loves Marshall. Marshall loves him. Huntington loves him. It's a perfect fit. And you know what? I think that he is going to get you into a position to be competitive in the Sun Belt year in and year out. Now, will Marshall win the Sun Belt every year? Anybody's guess is as good as mine. But at the same time, I don't think that Corny is really going anywhere. It's not because he doesn't want to. It's because he's just happy. He's locked in. And speaking of Coach Jackson, had a chance to catch up with him after the game. Marshall gets the win over a very game Mercyhurst, 69-60. Marshall hit 12 of 29 from the three-point line. Mercyhurst managed only 3 of 16. Jalen Spear scored 21 points in that game. It was, honestly, I thought, even though Mercyhurst liked to slow it down, I think Marshall showed he can win a game like that. Let's hear what Coach had to say about the win. And he started out just talking about how blessed he was.
Man, we're so blessed. We're so blessed to be doing what we love day in and day out. And that's playing basketball, coaching basketball, competing. It's just such a blessing, man.
What did you like? What didn't you like?
I like that we won a game and we didn't particularly play well. You know, they play a different style. You know, they want to slow it down. They beat Loyola Chicago earlier in the season, and statement from their coach was, if we can keep it in the 60s, we can win the game. We want to score in the 80s and the 90s. They want to score in the 60s. It was a different game. You know, it was a more of a grinder. You know, we tried to get out in transition early, we had open looks. We just missed them. But then we wanted to slow it down ourselves and attack their switch. So we slowed it down, attacked the switch, went in the mat, and the defense collapsed, and we were able to kick it out to our shooters.
So what's it say about you that you can win a game like that playing somebody else's style? Yeah.
I mean, it's good, right? Because it's a long year. You never know when this type of game will reoccur, and you know when it does. You know, we've already looked it in the face and attacked it and conquered it. So games like this are good. You know, they're well coached. I mean, I believe our head coach has been there 20 plus years, 30 years maybe. He's won close to 500 games. So they're well coached. You know, they have guys who can make plays. They're disciplined. And I thought our guys did a fantastic job of guarding their sets. We had some couple late breakdowns with 11 and 4, but for the most part, I thought we defended pretty well.
What does it tell about your team that could be able to compete against these different type of playing styles that you have seen throughout the first couple games of the season?
Again, I think it's good, man, because that's why we play these games, right? Is to prepare for conference play. All right, so to play Mercyhurst, to play the UMass, the Toledos, they all have different styles. Virginians, obviously, all have different styles, and again, man, I'm proud of our guys and the way that we conquered their style of play. You know, because again, they're happy scoring in the 60s. I'm not.
What do you see? You look at the box score. You say, okay, Jalen's at 21, and you see Matt almost has a double-double. Caleb's got 12. What do you see out there? Maybe the stats doesn't tell us tonight.
You know, I saw, and I saw this at the beginning of shoot around. I didn't think we had any juice tonight, to be honest with you, and we didn't have it at shoot around. We didn't have it in the game. I'll take that because I believe we were a little fatigued. You know, we've been playing and practicing. We hadn't had any days off between practice and games, and I thought our guys were making more mental mistakes than anything. You know, luckily we have guys who can shoot the ball, so we still made 12 threes, but we had 11 turnovers against a non-pressure team. You know, they switch, but they don't really pressure you. So thought we had a lot of turnovers, too many for playing a non-pressure team, but again, that's probably mental. So we have to regroup, and we have to get ready for Lipscomb. Yesterday they hit 16 threes. So they want to play up and down. They shoot the basketball, and they're skilled. And we have to have all the juice in our minds and in our bodies come Wednesday.
Speaking of that threes, your three-point defense was pretty good. I mean, they didn't shoot it real well, but a lot of that was what you guys were doing.
Yeah, we defended them well. You know what? Coach Rob did a great job in the scout. This was his scout. He did a great job getting our guys prepared to defend their actions. I think he may have slept a day and a half in the last 3 or 4 days. He was dreaming about these guys, I'll tell you that. But he did a great job. I mean, I thought our guys, our defensive execution was at a high level. If you look, 11, he had 21 points, but he took 19 shots. Another one of their big gunners was number 4. He was 4 for 11, so he had 10 points on 11 shots. So I thought we did a good job, you know what, executing on what we were trying to get done defensively.
Coach Jackson, his comments yesterday after the game. Don't forget, we've got the game on Wednesday. Herds taking on Lipscomb, the Bison coming in. And we're going to give you an opportunity to win tickets. We're going to make it a double pack for you. Football tickets on Saturday, a 2-pack there, and then a 2-pack of tickets for basketball on Wednesday. If you are texting in, you're entered, unless you tell me otherwise. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our number to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We'll get your text coming up, plenty of time for that. And we will find out, hopefully, here in the next few days, if the Herds are going to become bowl eligible at 6-6. Will you be there on Saturday? Tickets aside, if I don't give you the tickets, are you going on Saturday? Do you have tickets and decide I'm just going to watch it on TV? I'm not going to put the energy in. I'll wait to see if they come bowl eligible. Where are you at right now? How are you feeling about where this football team is at 5-6 with one game to go? More on this edition of The Drive coming up, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Earn more with 4 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 4%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by one of the 8 Poca Valley Bank locations today. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter.
Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield, subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Transform your outdoors all year long with Roberts Lawn Care and Landscaping. Family owned and operated, serving the tri-state area with expert landscaping services. From vibrant spring gardens to cozy fall patios and everything in between. Roberts specializes in sustainable landscaping that thrives through every season, residential or commercial. Roberts creates personalized solutions to bring your vision to life. Call Roberts today at 304-633-5822 because your dream yard deserves 4 seasons of care.
University Ford is going big with Black Friday deals you don't want to miss. Explorers, Bronco Sports, F-150s, your choice, just $399 a month. Or grab 0% financing for 60 months on every F-150. Super Duties up to $6,500 off. Plus so much more, and all with up to 125% of KBB for your trade. New ownership, improved processes, better deals. Better deals. The bow tie means a better buy. Shop Black Friday at UniversityFordWV.com. See dealer for complete details.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards, 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
This is Marshall head football coach Tony Gibson, and it's time to bring the thunder.
Del Rio Wilson takes it, goes right, and he's into the end zone. Carlos Del Rio Wilson on a 2-yard run. Marshall said, we're going to line up and go power, and the Herds back in front, 20-14.
Marshall football is back home this Saturday at 1:30 for an old-school rivalry game against Georgia Southern. Support the seniors and your Thundering Herd on Senior Day.
Get your tickets now at herdzone.com and bring the thunder.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Lawrence County Festival of Trees has a new home, the historic Rona Theater in downtown Ironton. November 21st through the 30th. Open Friday and Saturday 10 to 7, Sunday 1 to 5. Live entertainment and the best trees around. Admission is free.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care, and they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. AMDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at mda.org today.
The traditional light bulb, a groundbreaking invention in 1879. It's time we switch to longer-lasting Energy Star light bulbs. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
This This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
Final segment for today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is open 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. Text line is open with an opportunity to win tickets to go see the Herd play on Saturday against Georgia Southern. And I'm also giving you a pair of tickets to go see the Herd on Wednesday to take on Lipscomb. So you get both football and basketball this week, and if you don't win today, we'll give you another shot at it tomorrow as the Herd getting sent to trying to win its 6th game of the year. And I asked when we went to the break, if you don't have tickets, are you looking to go get tickets? Have you decided, you know what? I want to go to this game. It's Georgia Southern. Marshall's going to need all the fan support it can get to get ready to go out there and beat Georgia Southern and get that 6th win? Or are you like, I'm just gonna hang back. It's holiday weekend, Thanksgiving, got some Black Friday shopping to do. You can do that probably online, but I got things to do. Marshall's 5-6. If they win, great, I'll go to the bowl game, maybe. Where are you at right now on that? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, football is giving off Mark Snyder vibes right now. Ouch. I appreciate the text. All these years later, and that still has meaning here with the way that Marshall football under Coach Snyder kind of fell apart. Great guy. Just not the right time to be the head coach of the Thundering Herd. It was a difficult transition. Of course, you're going from the MAC to Conference USA at that time, and I don't know if that really means anything. I mean, football is football. Marshall made an okay transition into the Sun Belt, I think, so I don't know if that transition argument really holds water, but at the same time, it was a completely different time. You didn't have the transfer portal. You get good kids in, you can keep them. You didn't have to worry about NIL. Well, speaking of NIL, and I wasn't going to get into this too much because, well, it's just going to be everywhere now. High schoolers in Ohio now have NIL. So now the Buckeye State is on board. Here's what it means. And it's going to be a little bit different from state to state. It goes into effect immediately. And you can make, if you're a student athlete, if you're a high schooler in Ohio, you play football or whatever sport, you can make money off your brand and ability. I know it's completely different across different states, but I don't know if, honestly, I don't know how I feel about this, to be quite honest with you, because NIL, you should be able to, if I can go earn money, I'm not going to stop you. Why should I stop you here? But at the same time, it's almost become a situation where, hey, in college, look, we can offer you great education. The scholarship used to be the deal. Now, hey, we can offer you this great education here, but we now have NIL money for you as well. So we'll just flat out, pay you. Here's cash. Come play. It just doesn't feel right at the high school level. You should be playing for your school. I know I'm not naive. I am not naive. Texture says, Paul, if you remember, the Herd was under sanctions when Coach Snyder took over. I do remember that. And that did hurt Marshall tremendously. And there were some years where you're like, is this going to get any better? And again, right guy, nice guy, wrong time to be the coach. And that was coming right off the success of the Bobby Pruitt years. And the sanctions were between 1996 and 2000. Scholarship cuts, that really hurt. You had 4 years of probation. You had to cut scholarships for several years. You were limited to a total of 80 scholarships. The limit was 85. And Marshall had to sort of step back and disassociate itself from certain boosters in this. And it wasn't good for Marshall football. And it did hurt. And then you have a situation where you bring in a coach like Mark Snyder, and there were just some times where you thought, okay, Mark's over his head. Not that he is a bad coach. It's just, okay, is he going to get it put together? Can he get it put together? So I don't blame Mark for all of the troubles of Marshall football. Marshall athletics put itself in some of those troubles. But I just don't think that Mark was going to be able to get the herd out of that situation. Maybe not as fast as Marshall fans wanted, or just the fact that he was in a tough situation. I don't think he was going to be able to just help pull the herd out of that situation. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. If you want to be a part of today's show, don't forget, tickets for Saturday's game, Herd taking on Georgia Southern. And we've also got basketball tickets, the Herd taking on the Bison of Lipscomb. That's coming up on Wednesday. So we'll give you 4 tickets total. Here is the deal. And I just want to put this out there for you. With the holiday coming up, office is shutting down on Wednesday. We're not even going to have a show on Wednesday because we've got basketball, and I'll be over at the Henderson Center for a 3 o'clock airtime. So if you can come and pick these up before noon on Wednesday, then they're yours. Just keep that in mind. So if you think, hey, I'd like to go, let me know when you text in as well. So I just want to put that out there now. So, if you want to go, here's the limitation. I got to pick them up. You basically got to pick them up tomorrow. You pick them up tomorrow, or if you win tomorrow, you got to pick them up by noon on Wednesday, and then we'll get them to you because we're shutting down the business office is shutting down on Wednesday. I'll be over at the Henderson Center. Of course, I'll be at the Henderson Center, so I can't give you the tickets because I'll be at the Henderson Center. Hopefully, we get a good crowd. 4 o'clock. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually like this. Maybe I'm one of the few, but I actually liked the 4 o'clock start last time when we had to move the game because of soccer. 4 o'clock was all right. I didn't mind it. I know that's not good for a lot of people's schedule, but I didn't mind it. I had to be there anyway, so I was good with that. We're going to talk to Ryan Crisp. I believe we're going to be talking to Ryan Crisp tomorrow, unless we've got someone else scheduled. But Ryan will give us all the details tomorrow on what the promotions are going to be. Last time the Herd had a situation like this. Now, this was scheduled, but the last time, the early start, there was a promotion for kids to get in. I'm not sure if that's going to be the same promotion that it was last time, but we're going to find out tomorrow from Ryan Crisp, who I believe is going to be our guest, and we'll talk about what's happening for the weekend, tickets for the football game, obviously, tickets for basketball, and what the situation's going to look like there. But that was a fun promotion last time. The kids had fun. There were actually a pretty good amount of kids there. And so if that's going to be the deal again, that's all right. I like that. I think they've got also a couple of meal deal plans, so we'll get all the details on that tomorrow. Again, this is crazy. We're getting ready for the holiday. And you know that feeling when, oh, great, hey, we're only working like a couple of days a week, and then we got Thanksgiving. Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. You're working like 5 days into 2.5. And actually, you're working more than probably 5 days and 2.5. You're probably working like 7 days worth of energy into 2.5 days. Or I could be wrong. It could just be us here. But yeah, I'm done. All right. Hey, it's noon on Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I wish it was that way. At least you don't have to. You can do the Black Friday thing this year. You don't have a Black Friday game to go to. At least this is a traditional Saturday game. Marshall and Georgia Southern, the Herd and the Eagles. One of my favorite rivalries. Even if Marshall's played at longer, Georgia Southern is one of my favorite rivals from the Southern Conference days, just because that team was successful and it knew it. It has swagger to it. Marshall was successful. It had swagger to it. And what happens when two good programs get together? Things explode. And that's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll be back with you tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Have a great night, everyone.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.